Hey guys, let's get more news from Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Mason Rudolph could exit Monday's game with as many playoff wins as Lamar Jackson, then play him next week. That illustrious quarterback draft class included Baker Mayfield going first overall to the Cleveland Browns, followed by Sam Darnold at 3 to the New York Jets, Josh Allen to the Buffalo Bills at 7, Josh Rosen to the Arizona Cardinals at 10, and then Lamar Jackson at 32 to the Baltimore Ravens. No other quarterback was drafted between Jackson at 32 and Rudolph at 76 in the third round. Though he opened this season as a third-string quarterback, he will be starting his first postseason game today, against the most successful quarterback of that class, Allen of the Bills. Allen has won 4 postseason games over the past 3 years. If Rudolph can pull out the win, then, well, he would have the second most postseason wins in the draft class, tied with Jackson and Mayfield, who defeated the Steelers in 2020 as a member of the Browns. Mayfield will also play today as a member of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, hosting the Philadelphia Eagles, but that's no easy assignment to get his second win. Jackson, of course, will have a postseason game to play, but his Ravens earned a first-round bye, so he will have to wait another week. And if Rudolph and the Steelers do manage to beat Allen and the Bills, it would be Rudolph and Jackson facing off in Baltimore looking for their second all-time postseason win. It should be stated that much is made of Jackson's postseason record because there is already little else he hasn't already done. He has already been the youngest and second ever unanimous league MVP and is likely to win his second. He has led the league in touchdown passes. He has broken quarterback rushing records. He ranks behind only Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady in the modern era in winning percentage. But he's never played in a conference championship game. It hasn't helped that he has been injured during the playoffs in the past 2 years. He did earn his first postseason victory the last time he was healthy in 2020, defeating the Tennessee Titans in the wild card round before being held to 3 points by Allen and the Bills in the divisional round. He is now 1-3 all-time in the postseason. The one thing his critics know they really have an argument against him to make. Having gone 13-4 this year, with a loss in the finale while starters were rested, including himself, and earning the top seed, the pressure is on him to finally begin fulfilling his destiny in his 6th NFL season. So it would give Steelers fans great satisfaction if they could stroll into the divisional round boasting about how Mason Rudolph has as many wins in the postseason as does Lamar Jackson. In order to have that right, however, he will have to get through Allen first. Steelers' win would have them play Ravens next Sunday evening. While the Pittsburgh Steelers can't even be thinking about the divisional round yet, there's a game against Buffalo to be played Monday at 4:30 p.m./EST. We know their schedule should they pull off the upset against the Bills. The Steelers-Bills winner will play on Sunday regardless, a logical decision by the league considering the rescheduling. While still a short week, 6 days to recover and prepare, it's better than 5 days. There may also be an NFL rule requiring 6 days between playoff games, but I've been able to confirm. If Buffalo wins, they will play host to the Kansas City Chiefs in the same time slot. Playing the Ravens was known once the playoff bracket was set last week, the Steelers being the 7th seed against the Ravens' number 1 seed, but we now know the day and time. They would be the last game of the divisional round. For Pittsburgh, it would be their third meeting against Baltimore this season and second in 3 weeks. The Steelers swept the Ravens in the regular season, continuing their string of recent success. In Week 5, a Miles Killebrew blocked punt and late deep ball touchdown from QB Kenny Pickett to WR George Pickens put Pittsburgh on top 17-10. The two squads met in the regular season finale with the Steelers again winning 17-10. Baltimore, the AFC's top seed with nothing to play for, rested key starters like QB Lamar Jackson, LB Roquan Smith, and CB Marlon Humphrey, while limiting snaps for several other players. It would make for the 5th playoff meeting between the two teams and first since the 2014-2015 wild card game. Without RB Le'Veon Bell, Pittsburgh lost 30-17 as Ravens QB Joe Flacco threw a pair of touchdowns. The Steelers turned the ball over 3 times. Pittsburgh is 3-1 lifetime against the Ravens in the playoffs. Their most memorable postseason win came in the 2008 AFC Championship game, Troy Polamalu's pick six putting the cherry on top of a 23-14 Steelers win. They beat the Arizona Cardinals in the Super Bowl to win their sixth Lombardi. Through the first 4 games of the playoffs, the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions are advancing from the NFC while the Kansas City Chiefs and Houston Texans emerged victorious from the AFC. Raiders free agents, DT John Jenkins. The Las Vegas Raiders performed well on defense nearly the entire season. Their depth chart on defense, specifically the defensive line, boasts depth and veteran experience not seen on many teams across the National Football League. This led to the Raiders having one of the best defenses in the league this season and one of the best defenses the Raiders have had in recent memory. Las Vegas' previous coaching staff didn't do everything right, but they successfully used free agency and the draft to bolster what was once a weakness and changed it into the team's strength this season. Veteran defensive tackle John Jenkins joined the Raiders last offseason after spending his previous 5 seasons with the Chicago Bears and Miami Dolphins, respectively. After joining Las Vegas, Jenkins had the best season of his career. Fortunately for the Raiders, he did so while on what has to be considered a team-friendly deal. Jenkins was signed to a 1-year deal worth just over $1.3 million. Jenkins would record the most total tackles, the most solo tackles, and the first touchdown of his career, respectively. Minus Max Crosby, Jenkins led all Raiders defensive linemen in tackles on the season with 61. The next closest defensive lineman to Jenkins in total tackles on the season finished with 13 fewer tackles than he did. Jenkins finished the season with more tackles and better overall production than the defensive tackle listed in front of him on the depth chart and did so on a much more affordable contract than that player. Like most interior defensive linemen, much more of Jenkins' production doesn't appear on a stat sheet, thus making him a valuable piece for the Raiders moving forward. The Raiders have many things to figure out over the next few weeks, including who will be their next head coach. Regardless of who they choose, bringing back Jenkins would bode well for an improved defense coming off an impressive season. Ensure you follow on X, Twitter, @HondoCarpenter and IG @HondoSenior and never miss another breaking news story again. Sign up right here for our 100% free newsletter that comes thrice a week and delivers all our best stories. The Steelers have interest in John Jenkins if he became a free agent. And you fan, what do you think of the John Jenkins situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.